Hello, welcome back to another one. Welcome to another video. Hello. If you're new, I sell websites, and sometimes I even make money. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes stuff happens. I'm also 18 and in high school, but kind of about to end and not really in high school. There's a lot of context. Watch other videos if you're really that interested. But yeah, this is another one of these updates. I'm probably gonna be a bit longer because I'm feeling like talking, feel like thinking about something, and I think these videos are a great way to do that while practicing public speaking and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyways, I was really thinking about these videos and how I should probably have like a nice backlight, because currently I have a ceiling light, which makes me kind of look dumb. It also makes the video look bad because everything is just light, and the dark, like the only place that's dark is like my back, me. It looks dumb. So there, I know. I don't want to set up anything for these videos. These are just boom, 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 boom. You know, that's the kind of stuff I'm thinking on. Yeah, maybe, probably not. Second thing, audio quality definitely is just bad, probably just not very good, but it's because I'm using just my phone, which is the easiest way to do stuff, but it's also echoing. If it wasn't echoing so much, it would be better. It would be much nicer to listen to these videos. But on the second, on the other hand, I would also say that I'm not speaking the most clearly. Currently, I'm like putting a lot of effort into speaking very nicely, which I think is also a good thing to do, because enunciating all the words you say is just a good habit to get into. There's just no reason not to do that. It just makes you more understood, which is good. Anyways, stuff to think about. I had a meeting today, just finishing up some things for my two projects that I'm currently doing. So that was interesting. How should I? Not both of them, obviously, just one. But finishing up things for both of them, yes. The first part of my other project is done. I just need a little things to finish it off, and then we're done with that. I don't need to think about that anymore. That's good. Great. That's gonna be probably done this week or next week. Yeah, today is Sunday, so next week. That's also what I said last week, but I feel like this is much more realistic for it to actually be done. And actually, I did do the things that I said last week. I said the sauna plugin for gift cards would be done, and it is, but the gift cards kind of aren't. So like, I don't know, is that on me? Am I the devil here? Am I doing crimes on a massive scale while evading taxes like no other? Maybe. You may never know. Also, don't like look it up. There's no reason. I'm just a kid, just doing things, man. No, how would I even evade? I don't know. I don't even know what taxes are. Like realistically, what are we talking about here? Anyways, other than that, the other website I'm working on is for the tombstones. That one's also coming to the end this week. And on top of that, or mostly to the end. So I'm definitely gonna have it done this week, and then there's gonna be some testing done on it, apparently. I don't know how good the testing is going to be, but if they have something to change, they will have that. So that will be something that we shall look forward to. And basically, we'll be getting a response for that. So that will probably take it to the next week after that. But yeah, basically, very soon, most of this stuff. On top of that, I do have one course, university, which is the physics one. And that's ending on Wednesday. I need to actually double check that because I'm quite sure, not super sure. I'm gonna check that. But I don't believe that matters, the test, because I believe I have enough points from the other things I've done on the course to actually pass it simply by going to the test. I'm still gonna try, so I'm gonna practice for Tuesday and then go there on Wednesday. But I don't believe I'm going to get a very good score. That's going to be fine though. Why? Because I'll pass, probably. So that's my thinking on that. It would be good to pass with a higher grade, because GPA does matter when you're searching for jobs. But I don't really care right now. It's not something I think is valuable for me to spend time on. And also, I have not studied for the entire time that I was supposed to do stuff for. I haven't studied at all. So it's not very well done, if you will. I'm not very prepared for it. So just having one day of practice, even if it's like an intense day, it's not going to be enough. So I'm just gonna have to deal with that. It is what it is. Yeah. I'm trying to not have too many breaks of just me going off and not talking about shit, but it's surprisingly difficult to just riff and just start talking about stuff. I have like points of things I want to talk about, and I kind of don't feel like doing it that way all the time. Why do I have two strands over here like this? I've been thinking about this for the whole duration of this video. Why are they like this? Maybe I should just part. Let that shit part. I don't know. Does it look better? Maybe. Maybe life just isn't all about aesthetics. Some things are for the inside. Some things matter for yourself. And what matters to you is singular to you as a person. Anyways, stacking bands soon come in. That's what I wrote as the first point. What did I mean by that? Stacking bands. Yeah, I'm pretty much... These first 2 months are going to be like quite... What is it? Not ludicrous, but... It's like a word for making a lot of lucrative. Bam! Bro, you haven't seen like a pull like that. That was crazy. Lucrative. Bam! It's not that crazy, but for me, okay, I don't use those kinds of words very often. So like, if I pull one out, you gotta congratulate. Gotta have a nice clap. I'm not gonna use my hood because I think it looks bad on the video. No, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. I was gonna say it looks less personable, but does that even make sense? Like having a hood on makes you look less like a person. I don't know. Maybe that's a real thing. Maybe it's not. I have no idea. Oh, holy cinema. Anyways, second month. Basically, it's just a good month because everything's ending right at this point. But it just makes me very tired. So I would like to sleep more. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, not much you can do about that. I mean, there is, but like, I don't really feel like dealing with it, and everything is coming to an end, so it's gonna be fine. And in like a month, I'm gonna be like, I need more clients, because I know myself. Like, I'm gonna be like without work for like a little while, and be right back to like, God, I'm really not working out, man. I really need more work. Like, just look at these videos. It's gonna be bad. You're gonna literally, that's one of the words I can't say. This is kind of a side tangent, but there are a couple of words I cannot say. One, water. Have some water. Some water. Yeah, I just need some water. I can't say it. Literally, 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 literally. I can't say it. Impossible. Which is weird because I can say things like heinous, obliques, incomprehensible. I couldn't quite say that one. Well, anyways, there are just some words that I can't say for some reason. I don't know why. Is it my vocal cords just not being at that level? Why? Realistically. Obvious. Instinctive. Acquiesce. Most people can't say acquiesce. I hate that shit, bro. I don't know. What are you to do with this information? I don't know. But like, damn. What the fuck? Okay, they're supposed to be family friendly. Sorry. I apologize for all the children watching on their mother's iPads. No more swearing from me. I apologize. Yeah. Basically, I definitely need a break, bro. I'm taking a month off 100% because I'm so tired, bro. When I say a month off, by the way, there's like some work that's coming in, basically passively, which is the kind of hourly work I do. That's obviously I'm not gonna stop that, but like without that and without nothing else to do, I'm gonna be quite free to do whatever, and that's what I wish for the next month. Something changed about working. Oh yeah, so this is kind of an interesting observation. There isn't really a conclusion for this, but you can think of it as you will. So a few weeks ago, or a week ago, let's say a few weeks ago, because I don't remember time correctly right now. I do not remember time correctly right now. Do I need to be like have good posture to speak well? Is that a thing? Because I feel like I'm slurring my words when I'm not having correct posture. I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Well, now I'm doing it anyway, so I don't know. Maybe that is just a symptom of speaking too fast. God. Okay. Well, we're working now. Anyways. So what I was about to say was, I've been feeling a bit weird. So first of all, a few weeks ago, I was feeling burnt the fuck out. Very burnt out. Now, I don't really get burnt out. I just don't feel like doing work. Which is just not fun. It just makes me feel like not doing work, and then I have to force myself to do work, which means I'm probably not gonna do a very good job. I'm just going to do the very minimum, but like, it's fine. I don't like, okay, I probably do get burnt out, but I don't have enough work to do to actually get burnt out. And I think there's an element of relinquishing control that you need to do to have to be to burn out. And I like being forced to be in front of a train that's like pushing you forward to do something, even though you don't want to and can't. That I'm kind of not. Like, I have a train behind me, but it's like very slow, so I usually have to go behind it and push it. But the last time I pushed it, I just pushed it really hard, so that means now I'm like still going, even though I would like to stop, but I can't really stop it, but it just keeps moving. But it's at such a slow pace that I can like keep up with it, but I would like to just stop, if that makes sense. I thought that was pretty good. That was on the spot. That was nice. Anyways, that changed. So that was how I was feeling 2 weeks ago. Let's say 2 weeks ago, because as I said before, I don't remember. 2 weeks ago, that's how I was feeling. Then I was at like a critical point of like, I need to do this work now. But that was 1 week ago. 1 week ago, I was at a point where I was like, I need to do this work now, but I do not have the time. I simply don't have the time to do the work that I have allocated to myself. Bad. If you did not know, that is bad. So, what did I do? At the end of, so deadline was Monday. At on Saturday night, late, I start actually pondering, thinking how bad I fucked up and how the fuck do I shovel myself out of this hole. That's what I start thinking. Because at the pace I was going in, it was gonna be a 15-hour day on Sunday, which was impossible. Completely impossible. I just can't do that. Like, I can, but then it's like my brain doesn't work anymore. Even what actually ended up happening on Sunday, which was like a 9-hour or an 8-hour day, I was completely fried. Like, there was nothing going on in my brain at the end of it. But I realize I'm actually spending a good amount of time just going between my, okay, now we're going into nerdy coding details, so turn off your brain if you're scared of code talk. I realize, like, again, I use this program for chat interfaces called T3 Chat, and basically it's just a better chat experience than ChatGPT. And I was basically, because I paid for that, so I get like the smart models, all the smart things on that. So I was using that, and I realized that what I'm doing is just prompting, and then copy and pasting it. And if it doesn't work, instead of being like, actually, you need to do this, I would just go find the correct section and find context and put that in the chat app, and then get the response, put it back, and then it wouldn't even be just like the putting it back. I would put it back, then I would have to take the whole section of code, shift it to the right because it is in the wrong location, and then look at it, make sure it works. So it's like, that's a genuinely significant amount of my time, and I can't give it the best context. And my brain fires up. Wait, there must be a better way. Because I have thought about something like Cursor. But the problem is, when you're making WordPress websites, the websites are on the cloud or on other servers. I cannot connect Cursor, a code editor, to a cloud server. I probably can, but I do not know how to do that, and I am quite sure that Hostinger will not let me do that. So I start pondering, because I do know that it is possible to. I just realized this isn't a very interesting story, but I'm telling it like it's an interesting story. So listen to it, all right? Because I feel like telling it a tale now, all right? So I forgot where I left off, but basically I start pondering at this point, because how do I get to use something like Cursor in my own computer when I can't get WordPress on it? But it turns out that you can get WordPress on your own computer. And I knew about this. I had actually done it before. So what was the problem? Why was I not doing it? That was because I could not. The way it worked was basically I had to spin up a Docker container where the WordPress site was. And I couldn't like move it or connect it to the web. So it would just be a local host on a Docker site. And so I wouldn't put the actual site on it. It would just have the plugin for me to test. And that wasn't going to work for the plugin I was testing, because I needed multiple plugins and I needed to set it all up, and it was going to take way too long. So I was like, I just can't do that. Even if Cursor would speed me up, I couldn't do that. But I then actually go, hold on a minute. am I absolutely sure this is the most optimal way to go about this? I actually do some pondering. And I remember way back, not a year ago, but 2 years ago, or 1.5 years ago, whatever, one or the other. I remember that the very first time I started to make websites in WordPress, the way I did it was that I had a local site in something like an app that made me work in local. And that was a terrible, what the fuck? That was a terrible idea, because I just didn't need that. I needed a real server where I could test my shit and do WordPress websites. So that was just useless. I was like, what the fuck is this? Why would anyone use this? But that shit beamed into my head at that very moment. And I'm like, oh. So I start fucking furiously typing into Google, how to run a WordPress environment locally. Instantly, first result, local. I'm like, local WP. WP like means WordPress. So I'm like, oh, I'm a stinky motherfucking dumbass. Sorry for not being family friendly again. Like, the families are just crying. The babies are crying. The parents are yelling. You're getting whipped. But it's okay, alright? Because the story is interesting, alright? I remember this app and I'm like, oh, or I don't remember the app, but I googled it and now I'm like, holy shit. So I download that shit as fast as humanly possible on my PC. Now, mind you, it is 10 or 11 p.m. on a Saturday night when I have a deadline tomorrow, end of tomorrow. And I'm wired awake, right? Because that's the time I normally go to sleep, right? That's it's not that impressive for normal people, obviously, to be awake at that time. I'm wired, right? I'm on this, right? So I'm like, holy shit. I start putting in, and I realized I can like get the website moved onto this fast, because it's like just there's a plugin that you use to just import it, and bing bang boom, you have the whole website. I'm like, oh God Almighty, oh God Almighty, ooh, what you've done for me, oh God up there, oh bless. Because I opened this app, and when I say I press the start, it just works. Let me tell you, I'm so incredibly fast typing into my browser, cursor, boom, download that shit onto my Linux virtual machine. It's not a virtual machine, it's a real machine, alright? I download that shit onto my machine. Bing bang boom, I was gonna hit my desk, but I didn't, just for you guys. I download that shit as fast as possible, alright? It's on my computer. I get in, start, and there's this free tier. Like you get some like bad models for free. So I just ask it some questions about the code base, because I go in and I realize it's just files. I go in, blah, 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 type in, let's see, ask a question, get our response. So I'm like, fuck it, we ball. So I go in, find the place to buy the cheapest tier of Cursor, which is 20 euro or 22 euro or $20. I don't know. I go in, I buy that shit, right? I copy it, put it on myself. I get that shit, all right? It is in the bag. Once in the bag, oh, let me tell you. First of all, I try something. I go in, fix this issue, which I have been trying to solve for the last 2 hours. Now, I pray for you. Loading, loading, loading. Calculating press. Reading files. Gripped term, blah, 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 blah. No, yeah, I'm listening. Ready file, yeah. Realize, fixing change log. Changed 40 lines. Huh. Oh, yeah. Right? I said, fuck you, we ball. Keep the changes. Bam, bam. That's my command for switching to the other desktop. My door just opened. I must have been the wind. I go over to my other desktop. Ooh, and I tell you, I refresh that page. And it works. Bro, the serotonin, the dopamine, every single chemical in my brain is getting shut the fuck up. Oh shit, I got too excited. But I'm fucking wired. I'm like, hey yo, this shit changed my life. I ain't gonna be cooked no more. So I go to sleep, happy, not feeling a single slice of dread. Next morning, I wake the fuck up. I go over to my computer. I start prompting away, and it just so fast. And I'm there, and I'm flying. I'm like, oh my god, holy, it's working, and I'm safe. The day comes and goes. The next day comes and goes. I deal with my responsibilities, and I'm happy. And for some reason, I'm no longer burned out. That's actually the premise of the story, was not to actually tell what happened, but I'm no longer burnt out after that. So I was very confused, because burnt out is for me when you dislike working. So I don't know what happened, but basically, just the fact that I was able to do my work faster made me like the work more. Or maybe it was just that part of the coding was stressing me out, or something I did not like. I don't know. Something changed, and suddenly I was good for 6-hour days, multiple days in a row. Just working like a fucking demon. So that's what I've been doing for the last week. And usually I would be very happy, because in the past, half a year ago, I would have genuinely been jumping out of joy if I had this much work and was able to work so much in a day. Because I would just feel so good because I know everything is done. But I don't know if it's because I know there's still more work to do, or that I need to work tomorrow. I can't take a day off. I cannot, because I don't have the time to take a day off. I don't know what it is, but something makes me not satisfied. Today too, I probably worked 4 hours, 5 hours. I don't know. I'm gonna work for another hour because I need to. I don't have time. And then I went to a business meeting, and I don't feel very satisfied. Because I know there's still more work to do. Even if this is mostly all the work I had to do. There's just more. And I don't know what it is about that, but it makes me dislike it or like it less, because I feel neutral. I don't feel bad about working. I don't feel good. Before I would feel very good if I worked hard one day. Now I feel neutral. So that's something, and I hope it fixes itself once I take the break. That's usually something that fixes me, is just doing something else for a while. Doing sales for a month just makes me hate sales. But now I feel like doing sales. It feels like it would actually be kind of fun. So I really don't know. The whole time I was doing sales, I was like, fuck what I would do to just be able to code all day, every day, and not have to worry about this bullshit. But now I'm here, I'm coding all day, every day, and I'm like, man, maybe I should do a day of sales. Sales wasn't so bad. Sales wasn't so bad after all. So I don't know. That's the synopsis. I hope it's just an overwork thing, and not like a permanent change in how I think about working, because I feel like it would be very depressing to work for the rest of my life without like feeling that feeling of satisfaction I felt before. Um, I'm willing to do it for a short amount of time, but if it's long term, that's kind of annoying and dumb, and I hate it. Annoying, dumb, I hate it. I'll stop saying negative words now. Anyways, this turned out to be a very long video, mostly because I like yapping and I'm telling stories, which is always fun. Everyone loves a good story, especially when it's presented badly in a straight-to-camera video with no editing. But, alas, that is what we are here to do. So, if you enjoyed the 31 minutes, hit like, subscribe, and go do have fun stuff in your life. Alright, peace.